welcome to episode 12 of Spark Your Interest podcast. And today I'm joined with Lachlan Jones, and we're going to be talking a bit of sparky stuff and a bit of stuff with mental health. So, welcome, mate. How are you?
Thank you. Yeah, very well, thanks. Pretty hot actually. Summer's definitely starting to kick in.
I've got the longs on and everything. I'm cooking. Pants, shirt. We'll starting off, I guess, just like tell us a bit about yourself, like the work you're doing. You're in a local company around the area as well, so what sort of stuff you do?
Yeah, I'm just about to finish my apprenticeship actually for Coalgroves Electrics, just down the road. I started my apprenticeship just locally for a bloke in Lennox, probably like 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah.
That fell through, so then I went and worked on the roads down in Coffs, concreting. Then COVID hit, so I thought I'd kickstart my apprenticeship off. So I came back, got a job there, and I sit my final prac in 2 weeks, the capstone, hopefully done.
How good.
It's pretty exciting.
Not nervous, ready to go?
No, I was more confident in the practical than the theory, that's for sure. I got through the theory, so it's a good start.
No, that's it, man. I think like when everyone's coming to the end of it, and it's like the hardest thing is you do it for so many years, and it's like consolidated into one thing with the theory. Whereas like the practical, you kind of practice it, and you can just do it. Whereas the theory is like so much to remember and stuff like that.
And like the practical, you should sort of be doing each day.
Exactly.
The theory stuff, I'll probably remember some of it, and I'll probably never use any of it.
Yeah, sweet.
Again,
So what sort of work you mainly doing within your company?
They got a bit of everything. They do solar, commercial, housing, bit of maintenance, but my whole apprenticeship I've done housing, new homes, pretty much.
New homes locally in the area and stuff.
And then when that's off, just a bit of maintenance.
Yeah. You guys do some pretty nice houses and stuff, so you've worked in some pretty good spots.
Yeah, I've done a few nice houses in Habitat, a couple out big ones at Federal.
Yeah, cool.
It's nice.
Yeah, so good, wide range of work as well, because you guys do solar. Do they do level 2 or not?
Yeah, they got one Wilco's there as a level 2 there.
Level 2. So similar to us then, covering all sort of bases, and you've had a pretty good apprenticeship, obviously.
Yeah, for sure. I've been very lucky. Got a car pretty early and stuff. They've definitely looked after me.
Yeah.
Their first mature age apprentice I've taken on.
Yeah.
And then, I got a bit more responsibilities and stuff, which I've really enjoyed and learnt from. And it's been good in that big company scene, because the first apprenticeship I did was just a single bloke in Lennox. Did like a few little things, and it was pretty repetitive. But actually working for a big company,
because they'd be one of the oldest in the area, sort of thing.
I think so. Yeah, between that and Rob Ward, I think.
Yeah, they'd be up there with the oldest in the area.
Ben now, Cole's son, actually owns it.
So it's generation down. Yeah. No, it's cool. It's like it's good because you're learning from different people as well. That's the thing I see with a one-man band. You're learning from one person, whereas you're going to have, when you're working with a big company, you're learning from different people. So you're always going to have, you can take the best out of everyone and do, people are always going to do shit bad ways. But, if you can pick and choose the best from each person, you're going to walk away with a better apprenticeship. I see it that way. I did my apprenticeship fully in commercial, and it was good, but I feel like you don't have the responsibility, and therefore I feel like I didn't have that push to want to be better enough, and I dropped out. I didn't want to do it anymore. Once I finished my time, I fell out of love with it, sort of thing. But I feel like the way I'm trying to drive our guys, and it's probably similar to your boss, is put you as much what do you say? Not you don't want to be putting people under too much pressure, but enough that keeps them motivated and keen as well. Because I know a lot of people get bored of it if it's too easy as well. So making sure you're fueling
the same job you're
doing the same repetitive work. So if you can put enough responsibility on people where it keeps them motivated and keen and learning and trying to just do as much different stuff and different work as you can, it's always going to create better tradies.
For sure. I've definitely been lucky like that. I've got given a lot of responsibility and sort of was running jobs and stuff myself, so which is good. You can take a bit of pride in your own work.
As long as you're not left to, I know there's companies out there that just leave apprentices to do everything, which is obviously you're not allowed to do, but you've still got to be able to have that guidance, and you don't want to be fully solely just doing your own thing and run your own race and no one's there helping you as well. It's definitely good. So, but that's not the only thing you do. So tell us a bit about Healthy Minds.
Yes, Healthy Minds Club is a mental health organisation in the Northern Rivers. We sort of it started off just for men. It started off just for our group of friends, actually, and it's just grown into something a lot bigger, a lot more needed in our community. So it now services pretty much most of the Northern Rivers, men, women, kids, all ages and stuff, and sort of just trying to raise awareness and educate everyone around here about the mental health and sort of how prevalent it is, sadly, around here.
Yeah.
In such a
so how long have you been doing that for?
It's been running for about 3 years.
Yeah, man, it's grown pretty massive.
Yeah, as I said, it started off, myself and Jacko started off with the Facebook page with me and my 30 of my mates. Yeah. And now it's, I think we got like over 1,500 people on Instagram and our recent workshops we did for parents and carers. I think we had 800 parents and carers attend over the 4 workshops. Yeah. So
pretty crazy for a bunch of guys that are also working full time. Like it's not your full, like, you know, you're doing that without pay on the side. Like it's pretty, you know, you've committed to it.
Yeah, for sure. It's all volunteer work, but sort of, as I said, it's sort of something that we did for our mates and then sort of seeing how needed it is in the community. It's just something we were happy to jump on board. There's a few of us that do a lot of work that we got at the start. There's a few of us doing all the work, and then at the moment we've got 12 board members, so awesome. A few of the older boys and stuff like that, so it sort of spreads the workload out a little bit, which makes it a bit easier. Yeah.
So is that something that you knew you wanted to do, or is it just like, you know, did you always see yourself wanting to do something like that, or is it kind of like you just got together with your mates?
Jacko did, I believe. Like he now does care work in that mental health scene sort of stuff. I think he's sort of been driven to do that for his career, but not really. We did it just, as I said, for my mates. I lost 3 mates to suicide in 8 months. Wow. So from coughs to around here. So I just sort of sprung upon us and something's got to happen and we were just sort of the one to step up, and then in saying that we sort of came up with the idea, but it wouldn't have happened without enormous amount of help from the community as well. Yeah,
I think like where we are so lucky. I've said it in a few things, like our area, like the community and all the events that run and the stuff that people get around is like, it's like no other place that I've lived in. I've never had that, and the fact that like you got young guys in their early 20s like creating charities and running events for like the local community is pretty unheard of when everywhere else they're just out, you know, not caring for themselves, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people that age are about themselves, and I think the fact that you guys are like doing that, and not only for your mates but for other people in the community, like how many people has that helped? Like so many people. Like, but at the end of the day, if it helps one person, you know, like if you can save one life, like it's all worth it. Hey, like 100%. At the end of the day, and like I'm sure you guys have saved a lot of lives.
Yeah, well, we hope so for sure. That's what we started for, and we do get incredible feedback, which sort of helps you keep motivated and stuff like that. And but it's just, we have an incredible community. We live in an incredible place, and it's filled with incredible people that help it make our jobs a lot easier. Yeah,
that's good, man. And like like some of the events, run us through some of the events that you sort of...
So we also base everything around physical activity. We have a strong belief that physical activity sort of is the cure, the prevention before you need the cure sort of thing. So we've run several triathlons, surf comps, touch footy days, barbecues down the beach sort of thing, and then the mental health side of it, we've run a few workshops. So the first 2 years we put 60 adults through their mental health first aid course, fully funded. And the last year we've had a real try to push to get into schools, which has been a bit more difficult than we were hoping, but we've got into a few schools with Ben Berry, the local legend, doing breathwork and meditation and stuff, and then Living, an organisation from the Goldie that comes down and does the educational programs.
Because I guess, like, from what I've heard, like, my kid's younger, but I know in the high schools around here there has been a lot of, like, suicide or, you know, like, attempts with suicide and stuff. So and in such a small area, just the amount that I've heard of just seems, like, crazy. Like, and I don't know if that's everywhere and it's just more prevalent now or more talked about or what it is, but it seems pretty wild, and it's lucky that, you know, there is people that actually do care about it, because I don't know, but it seems like, why is it so hard to get into schools? Like, why don't they want to bring that in? And like, what is it? Is it like the government? Is it the local schools? What makes it hard?
It's a question we wish we knew the answer to, because it's just a lot of emailing and passing on, or talk to them, and then it's falls out.
It's all fully funded?
Like everything's fully funded.
Yeah.
We make that very clear, but I think some schools like to maybe be the ones to do it themselves and don't want an outside entity to do it. Not really. Yeah, the last two kids around here was like something like 14 and 15, which just seems like crazy at the time to think at that age to make a decision like that. Yeah. To do that, we lost a friend at school quite young, and I think she was 18, and that was just like a rock. But now, like 14 years old is just like
your brain's
crazy.
not. You can't cope with that sort of thing. And
there's a lot of pressure.
To me, that's like surely that's a big driving force for the schools to get involved and doing that and starting that from a young age and educating people from a young age, which is then in tenfold going to support them throughout their life. Like whereas if you've got, there's so much stigma around talking about it or whatever. And you never have that, like lessons about it or anything like that. And you just grow up and just having to push it aside. But if you're taught how to deal with things from a young age, and especially when you're in school and seeing people your age come in and talk about it, like that it's relevant.
Relevant,
it's like, you know what I mean? You're not got someone coming in telling you this is the case. Like you guys have dealt with it firsthand. How bad that can be to you, your friends, the family, the community. Like you've dealt with that.
I think that's why we're so like powerful at the start is because 3 years ago, well, we're still young now, but 3 years ago we were heavily in the community. Yeah, I was heavily involved in the footy, like surf clubs, surfing, jackos around the town sort of thing. So it was very like tight-knit community, people spreading it. And that's the thing, like you get a 50-year-old bloke coming in telling you at school, you don't really listen.
No,
I think it has to be from young people, but...
It seems like such a...
Everyone that we've got Ben Berry into so far, I think it's about 5 or 6 schools so far, everyone's rebooked him. So
and I actually spoke to him this morning. He said he's getting other schools come to him now, like that have just heard about it. And like, so... Hopefully that's the push. Well,
that's all we're hoping, because we've done as much as we can sort of email-wise, and now we're just hoping that word of mouth and teachers talking to teachers will spread the word.
Hopefully parents as well, like, how if someone was listening to this, it was a parent, and you can push that into the schools, like, mate, your kids, you wouldn't know half the stuff your kids are going through. They're not going to talk about it. They're not going to talk to you. So doing whatever you can via the school and allowing it to happen. I don't know, do parents get funny about it as well? Is that like sort of part of it?
We've got some pretty incredible feedback through the schools from the parents so far, but I don't know, we just live in a whole different world now, don't we? Like social media is just a crazy thing.
Yeah, you can't say everything and everything.
And like as you said, the parents don't know what the kids are going through. Like, like if I was at school, and same with you, if you were unlucky enough to get bullied, you got bullied from 9 till 3 and then it was all over. Now you're getting bullied 24 hours a day.
It's a different world.
If not more online because you can hide behind a screen, so...
Oh, it's different, man. And like it's not even being a kid and dealing with that. It's like being older, like, say once you put yourself out there, like even me doing this, I hear back things all the time like, oh, what are you doing that for? Little things, but like not stuff, it doesn't affect me. Like I don't care. Yeah. But I've got things to deal, I can deal with people talking about stuff, but when you got a kid that doesn't have that development and they're getting told, I don't know, just I think it just seems so crazy that it shouldn't be so like drummed into kids or part of the school, like the school itinerary to even be able to deal with that. Yeah. Like if one kid takes his own life, like to me, that's too fucking many.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially being a dad and hearing that.
Like hope some rapid changes happen.
Man,
from them,
like I'm so scared. I'm so scared for my daughter.
Yeah.
All 3 of my kids to like grow up in that. I don't know how it can change, but obviously everything with social media and then like you're saying, like going home and then unless you shelter your kids from what everyone else is doing,
which is
I'll go live on a farm. Well. Saying I don't know, like what do you do? So I guess like for there to be change, it's got to happen from the younger age, but then going into like what we do and then being older, I guess we were talking before, like there's nothing really, especially not in our area, to help older people deal with, like especially within the trades and stuff. Like the trade industry is pretty ruthless and cutthroat. Like, whether you're an employee or an employer, like I know on my end of things, it's probably different to what the guys are dealing with. and then I've got the stresses of trying to find work for everyone and do all that, and that's the stuff that keeps me up at night and stresses me out, is making sure I can still keep food on everyone's tables and all that sort of stuff. And then the employees probably have a different stress. Like, I don't know, like what you've got pressure put on you that you probably get from above, and, you know, even just making little mistakes and stuff, like it can drive people into a spiral.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, definitely. And you see it's sort of like bigger jobs, commercial jobs and stuff like that. It's a lot of pressure on one individual person.
Especially within the mining industries as well, and all those things. Like, I don't know, it's just that thing though, like if you're not taught stuff from a young age, and then when do you actually get taught it?
Yeah.
I think we're lucky we've got things like the Bodie Boys, like we've already talked about that, and those little things where we've got real good things in our community that helps people. Like, there's 100 guys in our group chat for that, and you could put anything in there and no one's going to shred you. Like, you know what I mean? If you're saying you're having a bad day, you could put anything you wanted, as deep as it could be, in that chat, and you probably have someone rock up on your door that day and come give you a hug.
Yeah,
like,
when we first created the Healthy Minds Facebook, that's what it was. It was like a group chat, and started off with just like suggesting if people going through a bad day, put it in, or if you're having a good day, put it in. And people were putting in like, I've been struggling with this for this amount of time, and this is how I've sort of dealt with it. And then it just like went off every day. Someone was putting in, I've dealt with this, and then everyone's churning in.
And I think like other people knowing that people go through that as well. Like when you do feel that way, you hold it all in, and it's like the end of the world, and no one knows how you're feeling, and but you know, like a lot of people probably are going through the same thing. Like I had a friend that took his own life back in Victoria, and he ran his own business, like successful builder. Like no one really saw it coming, and it rattled like so many people. And the same sort of thing, they like his closest friends set up like a bit of an organisation on the back of it and stuff as well, and just like trying to like get it out there. And there's just not that, I don't know. It's definitely changed since then. That was a fair while ago, and it's definitely seems like there's more people talking about it.
Yeah.
But still, man, like the stigma around it. Like, imagine if you're in a smoko room and you just turn around and go, oh man, like to a table of guys and say, oh, I'm feeling depressed and this and that. Like, I don't know what,
pretty
you know,
risky.
I don't want.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be, and that's why, like, I want to. Like, I've let people know through here, like, I'll sit here and talk to anyone as a boss, as a mate. If you got a problem, come and talk to me. Like, I'll be happily to speak to anyone.
Yeah, I think we're definitely taking steps in the right direction, but there's still a long way to go in a lot of areas.
Long way to go, and like, I think the more there is with social media and stuff, like, it's obviously getting worse. Because that's the thing. It's like people say, oh, it's just, it wasn't talked about, but I think it is getting worse. You know, you compare your life to other people you don't know. Yeah. And that's the biggest thing. Why don't you have what they have? And you're always trying to aim for something more.
Half the time, the life that they're showing is not actually there.
No, that's it. Yeah, like, but how do you? I don't know. What is there anything you guys have sort of come up with to be able to, you know, how you're doing stuff within the schools? Do you reckon there's any ways of being able to do it within workplaces and stuff? Like, say I'm a business and I wanted to do something. Is there anything that you guys can offer to that as a business?
We haven't really tapped into that sort of area yet. It's something that's definitely, that's sort of hard to facilitate for everyone, sort of thing. And that's why when we did the mental health first aid course, it was for adults and for kids my age and stuff like that. And then we thought the best thing would be to prevent it at school for kids before it gets to that. But every workplace and every area needs sort of help. There are there are people that can come to you, like this living organisation. They come around to workplaces, and businesses and schools and all that, and just sort of give you a description of starters, what mental health is, how to look for it, how to deal with it, and sort of contacts to go to.
That's it. Like, I think, like, especially everyone listening to this, like, when you're working, you're there 8 hours a day. You're there more than anywhere else you are in your life, pretty much. You know what I mean? Apart from sleeping, maybe, but like pretty much the whole amount of your day is here.
Yeah.
So the people you're working with are the people you spend the most time with. So being able to train people in seeing signs and, you know, knowing if someone's off and not just going, oh, fucking wrong with you, mate. Like, you know, like that sort of training is where it comes into it would be so helpful for people, and like I guess being able to train that in businesses is like such a good
and the trades as well. It's like that stereotype.
That's what I think is the hardest thing.
Men and stuff like that. You can't deal with your shit.
But that's it, man. Like you never know. The smallest thing can affect different people in different ways, but you just never know that the big thing that people are going through, if they don't talk about it and they come to work and you notice someone's a bit off, like that conversation, if you know how to have it properly, could seriously help someone.
Yeah, and it could be simple as like, "Are you okay?" Literally,
100%.
A few words like that, and then some people might break out, or someone would say, "Yeah, I'm sweet," and then just can keep asking them. You don't want to harass them, obviously, but it's honestly just a simple question: "Are you okay?" or "How can I help?"
In the right setting, people will open up.
Yeah,
and hopefully it is changing in a way where more people see it's okay to ask for help, and but I guess
we've certainly seen it change in our community. I'd say for
100%.
sure.
That's 100% down to you guys doing what you do.
I don't think just us,
not just you guys, but definitely
boys, everything. And the channel chicks, there's just there's so many different avenues, and then the boys down in Evans starting there. Like it's 100%. Just so many different avenues. There's so many areas and opportunities for people to go. Not even just get help, just to be surrounded by other like-minded men and women. And
I think it's a real. If people are feeling that way, like finding something like that in your community, like. There's got to be, I know there's a few things on the Goldie which are like breathworks on the beach, and it's like a sort of like little men's classes they do on the beach where they go and they, it'll be a little chat, go get a coffee after. Like we've got the run club going now, and that's been really good as well. Like same things, like group chat. Like that group chat you might make on WhatsApp, and you've got all, just putting something out there is that easier thing of not saying it to someone's face as well, you know what I mean? Like you might be in a big group of people in one of those events, like, oh no, now the size of the Bodie boys, no one's really going to come and go, hey, everyone, listen up. This is how I'm feeling. But if you can post that in that group chat and just say, this is what's going on, then to the side, people will pull you aside and, you get the help you need from that. And
it's less intimidating doing one-on-one.
100%, man. And if you can find those things, I can't tell you where they all are, but I know within our community, if you are in the area, Bodie boys, the Bodie Boys Run Club, doing the Unconscious Club, all those things, hooking up with, reaching out to you guys, there's
we're
definitely
on Facebook
things.
And Instagram as the Healthy Minds Club.
Yeah.
We're always open to a message or can point you in the right direction of getting some help if that's what you need.
So is that the kind of thing, if someone was sort of struggling and they reached out, you guys offer that support as well?
Yeah, for sure. We can fully fund any psychological help that anyone needs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And also just offer avenues of where to get help or even just where to talk to someone in the area. There are a lot of fitness groups around here. But we have always said we'll pay for anyone's psychological help they need. But sadly in this area in Australia-wide, it's bloody hard to get into a psychologist or anyone. So... But if you are ever short of money and need someone to fund, we're more than happy to do that.
And what about donating and stuff? Have you guys got a spot where, say, if someone goes, oh, I love what you're doing, I want to donate, you guys take donations?
Yeah, we've got a website, healthymindsclub.com.au.
I'll put all the links in there as well.
There's some links there to donate.
Yeah.
And at the moment our fundraising's all going to our school initiative.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. And then you got other days where you do, you got your golf day as well, which is a good thing for other people to get involved in.
That's our biggest fundraiser of the year.
That's
awesome. The end of 13th of November. Yeah. Last year it sold out in, I think, 2 weeks. This year it sold out in 3 days.
3 days, crazy.
It's obviously a cracking day, but it always is a bit fun. But and then we do a triathlon every year, do a surf comp every year. And then they probably have major ones. We're also joining up with Fairgo this year.
Yeah,
the
skate comp.
Skate comp. Yeah, we're going to do some live music there, put hopefully some school bands on to get them out and do a little workshop there. And then, so we sort of, at the start, we sort of wanted to do something every month and just sort of got run down a little bit. So now we try and do a few major events throughout the year.
It's good, man. It's you got to remember, you guys are still working full-time jobs and, you're doing this off the back of, helping the community and doing it off, out of kindness of your hearts, trying to help people. So
Jacko's an absolute weapon.
Yeah,
he's working on.
Shout out to Jacko, mate.
Yeah, Jacko.
Yeah, That's so good.
Wouldn't be where we are without him. So, and then we've had a few like legends step up as well. Kel Langfield, the ex-secretary from Trojans, ex-president. Sorry, he's our secretary.
Yeah.
He's just he's helped us so much in sort of the legal side of it, paperwork and stuff like that we would be so lost without.
Because that's the next thing. Hey, like you got to go legit. Like it's changing from a Facebook group.
Yeah.
To like a legit organisation,
and
you're a bunch of young dudes going, "What do we do?"
Literally, we would, to be honest, would have had no idea. Then Kel stepped up, and he's just been an absolute legend. Helped us, and then obviously he'll fade out, but he just taught us everything that we can pass it on.
Hand it down, yeah. And hopefully it's something that you can bring the younger generation into as well. Like
for sure.
as you guys move on.
We were just talking about before, like a 50-year-old, it's not like relevant to listen to, and we're even feeling that now. Like not now, but we're thinking the older we're gonna get, we're gonna be less effective talking to kids.
Yeah.
So we're really hoping some younger generation will come through and step up. And our recent surf comp had a ton of Groms involved, and it was unreal to see.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that we'll keep doing events like that, keeping them involved and intrigued, and hoping a few kids step up.
Running those things within the community that are, I guess, like it's the things that everyone's doing, like all the young crew in the area growing up surfing, like stuff like you're incorporating that into your events. It's not like, oh, come down and we're going to do face painting at the beach, you know what I mean? Like you're doing surf events, skate events, like it's where you're attracting the people that you need to be talking to.
Yeah.
So it's all relevant. Like you can tell that because you're the right age to be doing that sort of stuff, and you're pushing it in the right directions. Whereas, like we were saying before, someone that's like the big organisations and stuff like that are trying to do stuff, it's not seen in the same way. It's not doing it.
It's not relevant.
No, it's not, man. And I don't think it hits as hard as, a group of kids from a small town doing good shit.
Yeah, and another thing as well, when we first started, we sort of were raising money, then giving it to the big charities, and then you sort of get to the end of it and you just wouldn't have a clue where your money just
where did it go?
Yeah. It's our AGM every year, we show you where the money's gone and where we're putting it. So it's all directly back into the Northern Rivers.
Sick. How good. Oh, mate, well, thanks for that. Thanks for coming on and chatting about it. And
thanks for having us.
No, it's all good. Just good to get the word out of what you guys are doing, and hopefully, might help someone listening. And, it's not, if you got something to talk about, like I said as well, like we've got the chat on the Instagram, like whatever, we'll also answer any questions, business-wise, stress-wise, to do with business or whatever, or anything. Yeah. Just flick it through. Get on the Healthy Minds as well. I'll drop all the links in the show notes. And
and if you're a teacher, kid, or a parent, and you are keen to get us into your schools, please reach out to us, because we'd love...
Sort your shit out.
Yeah, I'd love to get in there somehow.
That's it. All right.
Sweet, thanks, mate.
All right.
Cheers.
Thank you.